Okay. Well, it should be. Okay, here we are. Took me a while, but I think we're finally are live. And hopefully so. Here it is Tuesday again with our U.S. Race Department Race Room Tuesday U.S. race. Brought to us by David DeGreef. It is GTR 2 cars on Chang International Raceway. Lot going on here before this came on, so I decided to start during qualifying, which I usually wait till qualifying's over, but I wanted to give a chance to make sure everything was working. It's been kind of interesting day. My computer had a firmware update, BIOS update. Then, excuse me, there was a new update for the Scott's Reality software, and there was an update for OBS, which is the streaming software I use to put all this together. So I had to make sure I had everything in order anew again, and then I'm using the new YouTube Studio, which I got it to work. Yay! It appears to be working. I'm looking at the live studio. It's showing we're going live, and then I'm looking separately at the actual broadcast in a separate, just a YouTube window, and it's working. So here we are. Very pleased to have you with us. This should be an interesting race. We have 11 participants. We have Calvin White, K.O. Slitton, David DeGreef, Greg Prochnow, Sean Campbell, J.P. Miranda, Keith Griffall, Jason Conley, Mitchell Koak, William Otis, and Scott Hall. Welcome, everybody. I see Solomon and Hall are our Canadian entries. Thank you, guys. Appreciate having you here. And we also have JP from Portugal. I was going to say Colombia. Sorry, JP. Portugal. And of course we have Calvin White from the UK. Staying up late tonight, so he's with us and setting a fine time as qualifying. Driving one of the prototypes. So is Keith Griffall in a prototype. I guess they call him a P45, P4/5. Let's see here. We have 3 Corvettes, 2 Cadillacs, two Roughs, 2 BMWs, pardon me, and 3 P4/5s. So, should be an interesting race. By the way, is that rough or roof? Or rough? Anyway, I'm not sure. It's a Porsche looking car. Let me put it that way. I kind of had my own battle with Porsche today. Had a fun little race on Assetto Corsa Competizione. And don't get me wrong, I still like Race Room, but I'm really getting to like that ACC. Just doesn't have the versatility as far as different vehicles, classes to run. You're stuck with GTR 3s. So that's the main layback or fallback or problem with it, you might say. I understand they're going to come up with an improvement this summer, GTR 4s. So that should be interesting. But enough about that. We're here with Race Room, and thanks to David DeGreef for putting this together, and thanks to Scott for his reality overlays. Allows me to give you these pictures. We have K.O. Slitton in P2. He's in a Corvette. As far as practice, this is qualifying. Sorry. Okay, we have Calvin White first, K.O. Slitton second, Greg Prochnow third, then David DeGreef in the Cadillac, JP in a BMW is fifth, Sean Campbell in his Bruff is sixth. And then we have in a P4/5 Keith Griffall. And then in P8 we have Jason Connolly in a Cadillac. Another Corvette, Dean Solomon. And then we have a BMW with with William Otis. And then we have Mitchell Koak in another P4/5 in 11th, and Scott Hall in 12th. So that gives us 11 participants. It was very interesting to watch the practice, because I know of at least one gentleman that changed cars. Kind of threw me a curve. But that's okay. We got it figured out. I see Keith Griffall has jumped up to P4. Jason coming in from P9 on his attempt to improve. In a Cadillac. Looks like Solomon is P8. Nice looking livery. Not exactly sure what that is. Oh, flying lizard. That's what that is. It's a lizard. Okay. That solves that. I guess I was thinking more along the lines of a dragon, just because it's large enough to cover the side of the car, or the back side. But back quarter of the car, back third of the car. Let me put it that way. There we go. Anyway, just an observation. Okay, we still have about 20 seconds left of qualifying, but here are our results so far. We have White, Slitten, Prochnow, top three, then Griffall, DeGreef, Campbell, then Miranda, Solomon, Conley, Otis, Koak, and Hall. Solomon actually went up a position to P7 before it was over. Congratulations, Dean. All right. Getting ready for the warm-up. We have Calvin going out. And I believe Campbell, Sean is coming out. Aha, Calvin's going to wait for him. Either that or he's waiting for Greg. He's waiting for somebody. Let's see what happens here. Choo. There went Prochnow. I don't think that's who he was waiting for. Let him get too far away. Actually, I guess Calvin retired. Not from the race necessarily, just from this segment. Let's see if he's sitting in the pits. Yes, he is. Okay. So we have Prochnow, Griffall, Campbell, Miranda, and Otis out for the practice warm-ups. less than 2 minutes. 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the warm-up, and we'll get ready and get down to the actual race. Oop. Looks like Otis just went back to the pits. Take off again. Okay, winding down the warm-up. I think I said my thanks to everybody. Glad my computer is working. You know, updating the BIOS and having to flash the NV RAM, I think they call it. Then having to clear it. I had to physically take my computer apart and clear it before it would recognize the new BIOS. So, Alienware, I'm very disappointed. I shouldn't have to do that. I don't think. I mean, when I was a little younger, I loved to take things apart and put them back together. But now that my eyesight's not so good and my dexterity isn't so fine, these little obstacles and chores get difficult. But enough about me. Here we go. We're all ready for the tarmac. Flags are flashing. And green flag. Let's go, let's go. I think JP jumped out in the middle there. Calvin in the lead. Wow, look at all the yellow vets. We have Slitten and Prochnow fighting for second place. Looks like Prochnow, nope, a little wide. That gave it to Slitten. P2. Nice battle here, nice battle for P1 right now. Calvin manages to keep it. Closer battle is for second. We have actually 3 cars vying, right along with Slitten. Prochnow in front of us. Oh, Calvin must have had a little mishap there. I missed it. Darn it. He's back in P4 now. So our new leader is Sletton. P2 is Prochnow. 4 is Griffall. 5 is White. You know, I just don't know whether I should go with last names or first names. I think most of us who watch this know who these people are familiar enough with them to use first names. But for those people watching that aren't familiar, or aren't that familiar, I'll continue with the last names. Nothing changed in the top 4. Calvin is getting close enough to make a challenge on Griffall, maybe? Less than half a second. Oh. Griffall went a little wide there. That's giving Calvin an opportunity to... Excuse me. It's giving White an opportunity to pick up P3. He himself went a little wide there, but needed to give a little room, so it worked out fine for him. 2 vets out in the lead. Check out what's going on here. Here we have a Cadillac, a Corvette, and a BMW for P7. Conley doing a fine job in that Cadillac. Solomon trying to make a move and also protect his position from... that's JP Miranda in the BMW, who is trying to take the position away from Solomon, and he does so. Oh, I think Solomon got it back. Yep. Okay, let's go back up here and see how Campbell is doing against DeGreef. A rough and a Cadillac. Cadillac's getting a rough ride here. Sorry. A little unnecessary humor. But Campbell has taken that position. P5 puts David. Oh, in a spin back there was Conley. Kind of put Miranda up. P7. Oh, a little wide there for Campbell. I mean, yeah. Lost his position to David DeGreef. Have to get it back again. Wow, he comes up. He brakes a lot later than DeGreef does. See him just come up on those corners, braking much later, or earlier, or later. Wow. Jump back here to P3 fight. Calvin still has P3. DeGreef getting away a little bit from Campbell. Just appears like the rough is a little more nimble on the corners. Dive to the inside. DeGreef gave him that room. Again, back to P6 for DeGreef. Campbell P5. Griffall and White still battling for P3. Back to P5 battle. Did I say there was a pit stop required in this race? It is a 40-minute race and there is a pit stop required. So we're barely 10 minutes into this race. So I wouldn't expect any pit stops for another 10 minutes. Looks like we have a paddle here for 10th place. Solomon and Conley battling for this position. And here we have DeGreef trying to get his position back. Looks like these guys kind of trade positions every once in a while. Side by side, pretty close. Back with Conley and Koak now. Looks like Conley has made a little separation. As has Campbell from DeGreef. Here we have Conley trying to get position from sorry, Otis. William Otis. Oh, that's close. I think there was a little bumper there. Solomon and Koak. Solomon has the inside on this turn. Is that going to be an advantage or not? I believe he has the position for now. He had it. All right, had the advantage on the inside on that turn. Nice battle here. And that's back for 10th. We have DeGreef and Campbell still battling for P5. And we have Conley and Otis for P8. So we have Conley, and just as I start to make a comment, we go back to DeGreef and Campbell. We have Conley and Otis. Otis in a BMW. Conley in a Cadillac. And Solomon in that vet. The inside here, but whoa, couldn't hold it. Nice save though. Looks like White's getting a little closer to P2. Jumping on the curbs. Oh. Calvin had a chance. Couldn't quite take advantage of it. Pardon me. Solomon dives to the inside, forces himself wide. Must not have any penalties here for out of bounds. Here we go, here goes Calvin. Jump to the inside of Prochnow. Prochnow got it back. Calvin is there though. Right along with Calvin. So Slitten has jumped into the pits. William Otis has already taken his pit stop. So this probably signals the start of the pit stop rounds. Uh-oh, did Calvin lose it? He lost a position. Yep. A little drifterino there. Oh, Dean Solomon drive-through penalty. Oh man. Speeding in the pits. That's tough. Calvin White going in for his pit stop. There goes Otis around Solomon. Solomon has some damage there. Excuse me, looks like he's dirt tracking that a little bit. I guess he had just come out of the pits. That's the reason he got back there. Back to the single driver now. Uh-oh. I think I know what's wrong with Solomon. He's having internet problems. Netcode, netcode. Slitton has worked his way back up to P3. And P1 and 2 haven't made their pit stops yet. Miranda, P6, kind of all by himself. Here's Griffall, who now has P1. Still needs to make his pit stop, however. Which he's doing right now. So that puts David DeGreef in P1. Looks like Slitton's 13.5 seconds behind DeGreef. So he could hang on to first for a while. He's still going to have to make that pit stop. Yeah, that was Scott Hall that Slitton just passed. Or Griffall. Anyway, DeGreef making his pit stop, or has made his pit stop. So everyone except Scott Hall has made their pit stop. So after pit stops, we have Slitton 1, White P2, Griffall P3, Prochnow P4, Watch now, giving Griffall the old flashing lights, saying, I'm coming after you. Whoa. A little unanticipated slowdown there. Wow. Things are showing some unrealistic traits over those curves. I don't believe they'd be quite... Well, I guess they could be jumping in the air that much in reality. It must be pretty high curbs. High enough you could hook them to help you get around the corner. As long as you didn't lose it. Okay. Watch now, still battling it for P3. Getting down to the last 10 minutes. Under 10 minutes to go. Uh-oh, little mistake, but... Pardon me. Darn it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna turn off my mic for a minute. Okay, I'm back. A little drink of water helps. I don't know what brought on that coughing spell. Not like I've been coughing for the whole day. Anyway, I apologize. Hope I didn't break anybody's eardrums. Meanwhile, the battle for P3 is still going on. Guys are having a great battle. A lot of fun. There he hooked. Watch now, hooked that curbing and got around that corner really nice, but then the curb did not help him with coming up for the next one. So Griffall has a little less pressure behind him, letting him concentrate on trying to catch White, which he seems to be able to do. Different lines there for that corner. that a protective line? Or a faster line by Calvin? Looks like Solomon got by Otis. Pardon me. Is Griffall going to get by White? Let's watch from Calvin's wing. Track map on this one? Yes, we do. So there we go. You can tell where people are in relation to their pits. Not pits, but their position. Quite a distance now between White and Slitton. What is that? It's about 11 seconds. So that's quite a ways on the track. Looks like this track will beat you to death. Okay. We're down to 3.5 minutes left in this race. Our podium right now is Slitton, White, and Griffall. With Prochnow a close fourth, challenging for that podium. I think he just lost a little more time though. Not making up a lot of time, so barring any incidents, this is probably our finish. 2, 3, and 4. Less than a minute. Coming up to the finish. I don't think I'm going to change much. Nope. Alright, leader has whoop, whoop, whoop. Wow, is that going to cost him position? Probably not if he can get back on the track before DeGreef gets there. Let's see. Oh, they already crossed the finish line, I guess. Okay. This is our finish then. Congratulations to Slitten for the win. White P2, Griffall P3. That's our podium. Then we have Prochnow, DeGreef, Miranda, Campbell, Conley, Solomon, Otis, Koak, and Hall. That rounds out our 12 positions. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a like down there. If you really liked it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'll try to have a better voice next time. So with that, I'm going to say good night and have a good one. Till next time. Bye-bye.